Suitables, powering imagination.
This is Mike with Suitables, here with the instructional build video for the Suitables diesel train. Here's what it looks like complete. Let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so to get started, what we want to do is open up our diesel train box. It could be the Santa Fe or the Union Pacific, they're the same. And we want to reach inside and just pull out all the delicate pieces that are in the body structure that are protected in there. We put those in there to protect them during shipping so they don't get damaged. So just reach in and pull all those delicate pieces out. Just kind of spread all the pieces out onto a table. And that'll help us get ready for assembly here. But before we begin assembly, we need to start by popping out all these little cardboard chads on all of the slots and flaps that we see all around all the kit pieces. I like to use my thumbnail or my fingernail to just push through on one side while pulling it out on the other side. So once you remove all those cardboard chads, we can assemble by popping up the main body structure, and then we're going to fold flaps 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Now to get this in, we want to reach in and lean flap 1 all the way back until the tab on flap 4 can reach the groove on flap 1. And now that's popped up and assembled in the rear. Now on the front, we want to pre-fold flaps 1A and 1B. So go ahead and pre-fold those flaps, and then pre-fold the tabs 1A and 1B, and the flaps at the front right here on step 2. And we're going to start by inserting tab 1A into slot 1A and just snap it all the way in place. And then you're going to slowly work 1B into its slot, but don't snap it in yet, because what we need to do is start 2A and 2B and get those started into their slots. And once you get them all kind of started, you can start pushing down little by little around all those tabs until they're all snapped into place. You want to be gentle so you don't crease the cardboard here in the front. Snap it all in, and now we can move on to the hood piece. We're going to be installing the hood here. Pre-fold all the flaps at the front, all those 3 tabs, and 4 flaps, 4 and 3. Pre-fold all those. All right, that's looking pretty good. Now we want to take the hood and we want to flip it over, and we want to pre-fold on the score lines to kind of build the shape of the hood out, and pre-fold the tabs. And what we want to do is slide it through the window slot. We want to start by lining up the flaps on the sides, 3, where that arrow is, and just insert those down onto the sides, and that's going to help line the hood up for all the other tabs. Now we want to start working on 3A and 3B. Those are locking tabs. So go ahead and insert those. Insert the little mini tabs in the middle and start working them down until they're all snapped into place. And now our hood is all snapped in. Now we're going to go on to the window. We want to start by pre-folding all of the score lines on the back side of the window, fold the tabs, and then what we want to do is just fold the visors down, these visor flaps, and then break them up. Fold them down all the way, pinch them really good, and then fold them back. And that'll give us a clear space for the window to go in. Then we're going to drop tabs 4 into their slots on the hood, lean the window back, and you're going to install tabs 4A and 4B. Now there is an A side and a B side to the train, and that's what you're seeing here. So there's the A side. All right, so snap those tabs in, and then you can drop the visors back down over the window. Next, we're going to move on to the sound module, and you want to make sure you switch it to the on position with the little black switch on the back. Test it to make sure it works, and you can stop it by pressing the button again. And then grab piece number 5, and this is the cardboard enclosure that's going to hold the sound module onto the cab roof. Start by pre-folding on all the score lines for the enclosure, and then back fold these little flaps out here, right there. Back fold those 2 flaps on the outside. Then go ahead and remove the twin stick pad covers on all of the twin sticks on this enclosure piece. And what we're going to do is we're going to align the on-off switch to the slot on the back there. You can see that there. So you want to center the sound module right over this rectangular base section, and then with the switch in the slot, and then you want to go ahead and fold the rest of the flaps, 5, and lock them onto the sound module with the twin stick pads. Once that's complete, you want to grab flaps 5A on both sides, and you just want to pinch them back Pinch them back out of the way so that you can align the sound module to the buttonhole and the speaker hole on the cab roof. Once you get it aligned where you like it, where it looks good, go ahead and release flaps 5A and just push those down and secure it into place. Now we want to move on to pre-folding all of the score lines on the cab roof piece. So you can see we're going to do that here. Pre-fold all of the flaps and the tabs. Really push down on these front pieces here, those front flaps right there. Push down on those pretty hard to break those in well. Pre-fold your tabs. All right. And now what we're going to do is start by, in step 6, resting this flap 6 on the 6 right at the opening. And then we're going to start positioning tabs 6A and 6B on their respective slots on the body and push them in, but don't snap them all the way in place yet. We want to kind of work all these tabs into their slots before we push them down completely. Then fold the flaps back on the front until the tabs 7A and B reach their slots. You may have to push on the front window from the inside just to create enough space for those tabs to drop back behind the window. You can also reach inside and pull on the tabs and give them a tug to help them lock into place. So just work them little by little all the way around. I'm reaching in and pulling down on them as I'm pushing from the top, and that helps them all lock in. So there it is, cab installed. Now we're going to move on to the back piece where step 8 is. And what we want to do is start by pre-folding all of the flaps. Really press hard on this one, flap 13. Really break that one in well. Pre-fold all the flaps and tabs on this back panel piece. And you can see how I'm breaking those in here. And you're going to start with this piece by just taking tabs 8A and 8B, and we're going to put those into their slots on the bottom. Push it into place, and then you're going to tilt it up, rotate the back panel up, and then you're going to be installing 9A and 9B, and then 10A and 10B. And again, just work the tabs in little by little. Don't snap the first set of them in. You want to wait until you kind of get it tilted up and get all the tabs 9 and 10 installed, and then you can start snapping them in, push them in all the way. Okay, so now we can get all those snapped in place. Then we can move on to tabs 11 and 12, 11A and B, and then 12A and 12B. So start with 11, guide them into place, fold flap 13 back, and then go ahead and help all of those tabs find their slots before you start snapping them in. And then you can work them in until they're in, snapped it all the way in. Okay, there you go. Back panel done. Now we're going to move on to the wheel blocks, step 14. Now this step repeats. So when you do it on one block, you're going to just copy the same thing on the next block. Start by breaking in all of the score lines on this wheel block piece, just like I'm doing here. Really press hard on that 14 flap there. Really press hard on all of these. You really want to break in these scores really well on the smaller flaps here. Then, after you've broken in or pre-folded all the score lines, you want to go ahead and remove the twin stick pad covers on the whole wheel block piece. Just remove those twin stick pad covers. And then you're going to start assembling the piece. Just kind of build it out. Kind of break those in two there, those tabs. And then what we want to do is just start assembling sort of the box piece here. So you kind of push it all together into a box formation. And you're going to take flap 14A and connect it to 14B. So just secure that down on the twin stick pads, press hard on there. And then you're going to fold flaps 15 in, and then you're going to take tab 16B and install that into slot 16B. All right, and then just reach inside and press down so those twin stick pads are engaged on the sides there. Do the same thing over here, fold flaps 15 in, and then you're going to fold tab 16A into slot 16A. Do the same thing on both wheel blocks. They're both the same. Now it also doesn't matter which way the wheel block installs. We have two wheel blocks done now, and we're going to flip the model upside down. And what we want to do is install tab 17 into those slots, but it doesn't really matter which way it goes because the graphics for the coupler are on both sides. So you just want to make sure you get those tab 17 installed. So go ahead and find those slots and push it in until they lock in place and kind of snap in. And then grab the second wheel block and you're going to do the same thing. So there are the wheel blocks installed. Now what we need to do is remove the twin stick pad covers from the little 1-inch squares and then secure tabs number 17, all 4 of them, onto their respective twin stick pads. And then under the hood piece, you'll find the other 2. So just gently push the hood out of the way, and you can go ahead and lift up on those twin stick pad covers and fold those flaps down and lock them into place. Fold that over there and lock it in. All right. Now we're going to move on to the plow or the cow catcher in step 18. So we're going to start by taking the plow piece, and we're going to do this before we do 19. So step 18 comes first. Then we're going to pre-fold on the back side there. Fold the little tabs on the locking tabs, 18A and 18B. And then you're going to insert the larger tabs, 18, with the smaller tabs, 18A and B, folded. And they're going to groove into those the wider part of the slot there. So just hold them, pinch them closed, and then push them all the way through. All right, that's what it looks like when it's installed. Now we're going to come to the inside of the model, and we're going to lift the hood up gently again, and we're going to engage the locking tabs 18A and B just by folding them out, just like that. Now we can fold the hood piece. So go ahead and fold flap 19 and then shove it forward. All right. Now we can install the wheels and the fuel tanks. We're going to install them in step 20 here on the side. So remove the twin stick pad backing. And what you want to do is rest the top of the wheels right up against the body structure so it carries the load through when it's standing on the wheels. And then just press it down right over those twin stick pads. You can line it up from side to side however you think it looks best. Just try to cover up the blocks as best as you can on both sides. And again, the top of the wheels should be touching the underside of the body there where it's gray. And then just go ahead and press it down. Next, we're going to be installing the hook Velcro adhesive strips on the inside of the train. So flip it upside down, and you're going to put these relatively close to or inside those rectangles that you see there where it tells you where to place the Velcro strips. Now, placement is not extremely critical. I don't place them perfectly here in the video because I'm trying to keep my arm out of the way, and it makes it a little difficult to install them. And these are very sticky, so you won't be able to reposition them once it touches the surface. Next, we want to take our loop Velcro strap, and we want to install them on the hook Velcro strips in an X or cross pattern. So start by placing the loop Velcro strap on one adhesive side to the other side, and just cross it over. Just like that. And then rub them down real good on the Velcro. Now, when you put this on your child, make sure that the X is on the child's back, the cross, and then the open part is sitting in the front on their chest where their neck is. And that's how you wear it. Okay. And you want these, and they are soft and comfortable, and again, you can adjust the height that the straps will sit on your child. There is the Suitables diesel train complete. We hope you had a lot of fun building it, and your child has a lot of fun playing in it. Until next time.